I can do a lot of things, but finding stories is not necessarily my strong suit. So I have a producer, Megan Kelty.
So my name is Megan Kelty, and I am Steve Hartman's On the Road segment producer.
She knows what I'm looking for, and basically what I'm looking for is anything that I've never heard of or seen before. That usually works for me.
For our On the Road segment, we like to leave people with a feeling at the end of the week, and a good feeling, and those stories are kind of hard to find.
In the case of tonight's story, it's definitely something that I'd never heard of and never seen before.
So we found this story through a viewer submission, and that's really where our best pieces come from. There are hundreds of local newspapers and weblogs and things, and I'm just one person, so I can't get through them all by myself.
Well, when I first heard about this story, I thought, well, this can't really be. There's got to be some twist here. The story, and you're going to understand why I think it's so unbelievable. It's about a guy who is blind, and he's building a house. He's building that house that you see right there.
Yeah, looks good.
Such an unbelievable feat that this man is attempting. So we reached out directly. He was a little bit hard to find, and so we called former coworkers, actually called the local police office, hoping that they might be able to drive out by the house to find him. We finally got in touch with him through a neighbor, and talked to the neighbor. Then we talked to Tom himself, and just knew we had a great story on our hands.
Let's go back through here.
The way that typically goes is at the beginning of the week, usually Sunday, Monday, somewhere in there, I go to wherever the story is. We shoot for a couple days, gather up all that material, interview the people. Sometimes I know exactly what the story's going to be when I'm out there, and sometimes it just kind of unfolds in front of me and it changes. Then I take all that material back and I look at every bit of it and figure out how to piece it all together and try to somehow convey in 2 minutes and 45 seconds the same feeling and emotion that I got when I was there. 48-year-old Thomas Graham is actually editing the story is really when it all comes together.
And then I tell them, well, let me drive your car then.
It feels different depending what pictures and what sound bites are there. So I'm constantly moving things around, taking this sound bite, moving it there, and rewriting this line to go with this picture. So the editing's actually the most important part for me. Most good stories have a surprise, and the surprise from this story is, it's a great story because you got a guy who's blind who's building a house. But there's another little twist, and that twist is why he's building the house. And it's something I didn't really figure out until we were almost done shooting. I actually completely finished the interview, and then he said, by the way, I didn't quite tell you the whole truth. And he finally did tell me the truth, and it's a pretty interesting little twist.